sorry I was a little bit late. We were trying to get waffles cooked for the girls before we started. Today, take a look around. This is kind of a studio. It's the corner of tiny house. And I have taken some fabric and draped it because of the show today suggests we have been using secondhand goods. I think it looks good in like a normal setting, but with the reflection of the tin in the background, there's just too much reflection. And so we have put up some fabric. So, hey Deep South Homestead, hey Laurie Family Homestead, hey Monkey Rock 77 and Horsey Chick 87. It looks like my bandwidth is a little bit hazy tonight, and I'm sorry about that. Up to this point, we haven't expended any money on the tiny house. Everything has been seconds, or it has been a trade, barter type system. It's been slower, I think, because of that. But I have been building projects for a really long time, and I've always used seconds, and I've always used free that kind of thing. It's how I built all my chicken coops. It's how I built my goat shed. Because of my own limitations, you know, if I was a master carpenter and I really knew what I was doing, I probably wouldn't use it. I would probably just go to the store, get the right thing the first time. But because I'm learning, and because I have a lot of random people that come in and out to help us, like last time, we did get a window up in the loft. I think that's had money from that from an exchange. So we still didn't even, that was money from a gift card. We still haven't really spent any money. So anyway, my dad came to help put the window into the loft, which was really nice. And so, hey, Tender Meadows. I'm glad to have you here live. So I'm kind of having to listen for that waffle right now. But track. So because of my limited building experience, I like to use free stuff. Like, for instance, I built myself a greenhouse. It worked great. It worked fine. And I built it because I built it really sturdy. It totally worked. But it did teach me what I would want to do the next time around. We do have our commercial grade that we got with our Kickstarter. But I wanted to build a second greenhouse, and I would now know that I wouldn't just want to have it sit, built it without putting in support posts when I built my first greenhouse. And it was sturdy, it was great, it cost me almost nothing. I learned from that I do want to sink posts into the ground in the future and put them in concrete, because the thing I did worry about was snow load. I would go out a couple times a day with the broom and sweep the snow off the greenhouse to protect the plastic. And I only had it up for one season, but I feel like it to last for more than a season. I took it down and I used those materials on other projects. But if I wanted it to last for more than one season, I definitely would have wanted to sink the posts. I would have wanted to make it bigger. Learn that lesson with free materials. Bee Lady Apiary is here. Sandra Clark is here. If you guys missed that, Sandra sent us a box of fun crafting stuff for the girls, and she also has one of those little stress relieving art books. I thought that was really neat, so go check her out, Sandra Clark. Crazy Days are here. Alan Call said, I really enjoyed your greenhouse videos and hope you can do another one. Yes, I loved that little greenhouse. I didn't get a lot of videos in it. Hotbeds when I was using that greenhouse. I needed to see if hotbeds would work, and it did work, and so that's why I have hotbeds in my new greenhouse. I have another greenhouse, the geodesic greenhouse, that's part of a kit with the little snapper things. Okay, Paigey, can you come talk while I take out that waffle? Quickly. Okay, hey guys.
Hey guys, so we're eating waffles.
You should
actually tried out some gluten-free ones. They're really good.
You gotta talk, honey. If you don't talk, you can sit there and tell them the story. Just buy me some time so I can.
Hi, Sandra. I went to activities and did a whole bunch of fun stuff. I played on my flute, and so yeah.
All right, hop up.
Hi, Danny Paul.
Oh, for mine. I'll go for mine. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm trying really hard not to be rude, but I'm going out of town tomorrow. Willow Creek came up and they helped us build our staircase. Again, it was made out of seconds, and a lot of the materials there were actually from a 100-year-old barn that we got from Essential Mountain Homestead. So I'm going out of town tomorrow. I'm trying to get all the kids set up. They're going to their grandma's tonight. We'll be going and seeing Willow Creek. They are in, they're in Western Oregon, so it's a 14-hour drive. I'm going to try and see if I can run into some really neat places to film along the way. It makes it easier being able to film other people's property when I'm on the road, so that'll be really nice. Let's see. Yeah, and so that's Willow Creek, not Willow Creek. Swamp Creek. Swamp Creek was who we're going to go see. Swamp Creek Cabin. Oh. Sorry, Willow Creek. I get you guys confused. You both have Creek in your name. Willow Creek is just a little bit south of us, and they're the ones that helped us with the shower project. And Swamp Creek is the one who helped us with the staircase. And it's really warm in here because I had to shut the door a little bit. M. Miller said, Mrs. DP, not on topic, but I wanted to say how impressed I am by your reliance and positive attitude. You're very inspiring. I hope so. Willow Creek said, but we'll take you. Yeah, I love our shower. Can I just say, Willow Creek coming up, I had the materials, I had the idea in my mind of what I wanted to make, but I really just felt kind of not really wanting to start it. I really felt like having somebody come to help us with it kind of pushed me forward. And I feel like a lot of these DIY type projects are a lot more fun. Community come, they can give you different ideas for how to make it better. And I do. I absolutely love this shower. We fill it up before we leave for the night if we're going somewhere so that it's already full. We come back, you know, sometimes we've gone out and we've still been able to shower. It's been really nice and warm. I have washed my hair in it once now. I thought it would be impossible, but it is hardly any water. I think it took 2 gallons of water and I washed myself and my hair. Still water, lots of water left over for the girls to take showers, just in our little 4-gallon, 5-gallon sprayer. And it was awesome. And I love the experience of hauling water and not having a lot of water because it makes you appreciate water. Girls, a little bit of chore. And now that we have a shower, I'm really quite happy with it. I don't know what I'm going to do about winter showers. That one will probably be a little more complicated. Don't touch it. It is quite hot.
I think it's ready.
I don't think it's ready.
The green is green.
Okay. So if somebody want to come and talk again, okay, it's Kaya's turn. Kaya's turn.
I didn't get up to this time with Sandra. Hi guys. You guys having a fun time?
Okay, bring me a bowl or something. Bring me a bowl or something.
Oh, we're doing waffles. It's really fun.
Okay,
Plus, they taste really good.
Okay. So 2 of them go to you, 2 of them go to Kaya.
I like honey a little better.
No. Okay, looks like you have 1 dish to wash, okay? Okay, Paige?
You guys having a fun time?
All right, kiddo, you're up.
Did I get some more waffles?
Yep.
Yippee.
All right. So Creek is still anticipating my coming. I have one stop along the way and then 2 stops once I get up there besides Swamp Creek. Again, because when you're doing YouTube collaborations, you want to get as many in an area as you possibly can in a short period of time so that you have some backlog. Tender Meadow said, if you have a gym membership, winter showers can be taken there. Yes, and that's what John does. He takes a shower in at the gym. My problem is I have little kids, and granted, I could just stick them in a tub, shower them off, and then go dump the water out. Part of the problem in our area is that you have to have a frost-free pump. Our frost line is down like 6 feet. It's quite low. Your pipes have to be below that level in order not to freeze. And our hand pump does suck the water back down, but it makes me really nervous that residual water will stay in the pipe and that we'll have freezing. I'm really concerned about that. So it would make hauling water a little bit more complicated, not terribly complicated. We'd have to haul it from the house instead of hauling it from the pump. So it's just an adventure. I mean, I think this is all an adventure kind of. It's like camping, but you know, having. Laurie Family said, "Can you email me a waffle?" Actually, Laurie Family and I are going to do a collaboration on Sunday. We're going to be doing healthy summer drinks, and I'm excited to do that. So make sure to go check out Laurie Family Homestead. It's Lourie. Lori. Down the dirt road said, we have a house shower that isn't heated. We are good until about 20 degrees. Then we hook a space heater up to our genie. It's a good idea. Again, our problem is just that with how cold it gets down to 40 degrees below zero in our area. And so we can't run hoses, and which is fine. Said, will you be gone by the time freeze gets you? We don't know. We were actually talking, John and I were talking yesterday about trying to get the cabin done really, really fast so that we could go with him instead of going after him. Really, really bored without my animals. Without my animals and without projects to do. I do get really bored really easily. And he's pretty aware that he'll be in school when he first gets there. And it takes a lot of money to get a homestead started, and where we're going to be ending up restarting a homestead, and it would be pretty bare bones. So I think it'll be more fun to stay here and just work with what I already have. Adventurous Aardvark says, perpetual camping is not an adventure. I won't say what it is. We don't have a dirt floor. The kids are out sleeping in tents because they want to sleep in tents.
I don't want to.
I thought you liked it out in the tent.
I does.
Well, you can't sleep in my bed. Her favorite thing in the world is to sleep between mom and dad, but she kicks a little bit. You kick a little bit. Okay. The Lemonade Farm said school will start before the freeze. Yes. John's school starts in the beginning of August. You're so lucky to be able to do that there. Here, kids have been taken away when there was no bathroom. Well, and it's illegal here to have an outhouse, here to have a composting toilet. You have to have it inspected, and to get around that, we just have a porta potty right now. That way, there's no issue with that. See, when would kids be taken away here? I don't think, you know, that they've actually required permits here of any kind. It's only been a few years. The kids could sleep in the house with us. They just choose not to, with the exception of Kaya. Thank you. But I mean, it's summer here, the highest temperature. I think we might have hit 100 a couple days ago, but it really wasn't that bad. It's quite dry here. I don't know, we find it a pleasant adventure.
Water.
Well, the girls don't like that they're always hauling water. We go through about 6 gallons of water a day, and that includes the shower. They make
the shower is only 3 gallons.
Right, it is. It's only 3 gallons. And we usually don't go through the whole thing, do we? We go through about half of it. Haul 6 gallons of water a day.
I do.
Don't the rest of us help you at all?
No.
Ever?
No.
Never? Your life is so hard. So when we first started using the hand pump, Kaya got really anxious and frustrated because we wouldn't let her pump it. We were trying to be really careful of it. So it was Paige's job. But now Paige is washing all the dishes and doing the cooking. And so now Kaya is pumping water. And suddenly it doesn't look like quite so much fun. Let's see. Danny Ball, who lives in Roberts, Idaho? And somebody else said something. Let me see. Okay, we get -10 here in northern Idaho. Hose freezes within 10 minutes if you don't keep the water running. Right. And so I don't know what we do. If we tried to keep the water running all the time, I don't know what we would do. I guess you could bring the hose in and thaw it in between uses. Oh, say excuse me, please. That was not polite. Willow Creek said, my almost 4-year-old kicks me in the face every night. It's so fun, right? Kaya did sleep with us a lot when she was quite a bit littler, smaller, younger, when she was younger. And occasionally we'll let her come in and snuggle with us, but she needs to start sleeping by herself, huh? Let's see. She said, John is going to school in Oklahoma. Yes, he chose the school in Tulsa. And you might be able to get the same degree here, but it would be a 4-year college rather than a 1-year program. And it's a lot less expensive in Oklahoma, by tens of thousands of dollars less expensive. And he really likes to have warm winters. And so that's why he's decided that that's where he wants to go. And once I kind of have a better idea of what direction we're going with the cabin, we've rested a little more from our trip. I feel like we're still kind of having some residual fatigue from the long trip. Have solid ground under our feet and playing the dirt. Once we kind of bounce back from that, we'll have a better idea of when and what will be going on. Bill said, will you be taking any animals with you? We had purchased some new animals with the idea of taking them with us, but or barns or anything there in Oklahoma, I don't feel like that's maybe the wisest decision. So I think we're going to be selling some of the animals here.
Bottom one. Is that a see the last one?
Is that a compass I spy?
Yeah, it's a compass I sneaked out of the extras in Mom's emergency kit. So where's my compass? Compass, please.
Please stop.
Compass.
Okay, you stop. Sandra Clark asked, did you ever have ducks? Did we get ducks? Not this year. We used to have about 50 Muscovy mama and Drake that about every 6 weeks they'd hatch out a new brood of ducklings. Had what are they called? Khaki Campbells. We had about 12 geese. We had all those before we left, but it's really hard to find them in our area right now. Our feed stores have stopped carrying them. You have to order them yourself and get a larger number. We didn't have electricity when we first got here, and so we didn't have a heat lamp to put them under, and they'd be laying about the same time we were leaving. And so no, I still don't have ducks.
Yes, I'm trying to.
Where is Amy?
Right here.
Amy made it. Hey, Amy.
Yes, I'm trying to learn about my compass. I'm trying to learn how to use it, but I have about it. It's 2nd edition. It's the 2nd edition, and it's really hard to understand.
She has this book she's trying to read, but she's having a hard time with it. If anybody has a better learn how to use a compass book that they'd like to recommend. Tender Meadow said, will you be purchasing new stock in Oklahoma or focusing on gardening? I don't know. I'm having a really hard time focusing on Oklahoma at all because it is, don't spit on the camera, please. No. It is really hard for me to think about that right now because the cabin isn't ready for us to leave. We need to stay in the cabin, whether it be Airbnb or a young person in the area that maybe wants to try out homesteading off grid. Somebody who wanted to do it, it would include a goat to milk, it would include a greenhouse of their own to use. So we're trying to have it be a fun perk for somebody to come, but we would have to ask the renters for their take on it because this would be another person on the property and we don't know how that'll work out. They were okay with the Airbnb, but I don't know how they'd feel about somebody the same person always being here. So it would kind of have to be an interview system between the renters and us and the third party. Finished yet, and I don't have a way for them to bathe in the winter. I don't feel like I can move on mentally to Oklahoma until I have that finished. I'll be using the little cabin as a source of income so that while John is in school, that extra source of income. So it's a little complicated in my mind and I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around it. Oh no, what happened with Amy? Amy said one kidney is completely full of stones, needs several surgeries. Oh, that's not fun. Calm said things you never thought you'd have to say. Don't spit on the camera. Well, she was. Little stink.
She was doing spit bubbles. We call them spit bubbles.
Down the dirt road said, why is he going to school? And okay, isn't tuition cheaper in state? It's not a state-run school. It's not a university. It's a tech college. Certificate that he's earning, not a degree, if that makes sense. So he's learning the skills without having to take the generals and that kind of thing, which I think he'll really enjoy that. He comes to tech stuff, he's fascinated by it, and I think he'll just have a ton of fun. They do offer that program here at BYUI, but it's a church-run school, and if you're not part of the church, pay double the tuition because it's the tithing part of the tuition that goes towards people who are in the church is paid for by tithing. And so if you're not in the church, the tuition, which is okay, I don't have a problem with that. But I really don't think that he would enjoy a four-year college. He did try that once, and he's very technically minded and doesn't really care about English literature. He'd rather be working on the problem. Okay, let's see. I missed some comments. And it's exceptionally cheaper. I think for the whole degree, it's like $8,000 for the whole degree certificate. And we really, really liked Tulsa. We thought it was beautiful. We liked the neighborhoods and the friends down there. So we are excited to be there. I don't have any closure yet. The whole one. So stop, okay?
Sandra, when are we leaving for Oklahoma?
John will be leaving the first week in August to head back to Oklahoma. And then we will leave once I have the cabin finished. My mind about what kind of videos we're going to be making in Oklahoma. I still haven't seen the property that we're going to be going to. And so I really don't have any idea what we would be doing. Probably be a good idea for me to do a lot more collaborations just as I go into going to Oklahoma, just because it would be nice to have a backlog of really good videos. Moving is stressful, and having to try and figure out creative ways to make videos along with moving is a little difficult. Willow Creek said tech schools are amazing. They really are. And we have a good one here in Idaho Falls. It didn't have any of the programs that John wanted to take. And he doesn't like winters in Idaho. So I do think this is going to be something of an adventure. John and I started our relationship apart. We'd been dating for like a few days when I went on a business trip for 8 weeks. And so we talked on the phone, we talked through email and that kind of thing. And so we were apart for the first 8 weeks of our dating experience. And so for us to be apart for a few weeks, maybe even a couple months, and it'll be interesting. I think it'll help us to, sometimes that kind of thing, it can just be to kind of rekindle a romance through a telephone. Maybe some people don't think that's cool, but I think you just have different parts of your personality that show up, some in person, some over the phone, and I think it'll be really fun.
And what Dad said was we should probably come later after he goes, because it can get really, really hot down in Oklahoma, and even though we have AC, would we be spending the whole time inside?
Yeah, because a couple days ago, I was like, what if we just, what if you helped me and we both just really, we just got it finished so that we could go with you when you leave in 2 weeks. And he thought about it, and he's like, I think you'll just lose your mind without these projects. So that's what we're going to do. Robert A. asked, what is he going to take? He is going to take cybersecurity and app development. Laura Family Homestead said, tech schools focus on the actual career. Best of luck, John. Yeah, I'm super excited for him. Subdriver said, we have junior colleges out the wazoo in here in Bama. Lots of IT programs done in 2 years. Yeah, and I don't know. This is the one he was most excited about. He looked at some others in some of the other states we were in, and this is the one that really, his spark going got him excited. So I'm excited for him. He is kinesthetic. Most people are. Yeah, our school system doesn't get it. Well, and see, I love to learn hands-on, and as much as I liked school and enjoyed my my generals and stuff like that, I didn't walk away with it with something that was really usable, a bachelor's degree. But I really feel like so much of it was spent sitting and not doing, that I really don't feel that confident that if I were to go into a workplace, I really know what I was doing. Okay, Sandra said, when are you going to Oklahoma? So I don't know. We don't know yet. We just know we'll be following him eventually. B-Lady Apiary said, Julie, my brother-in-law lives in Oklahoma. What part of Oklahoma? Thanks for coming in, Nelson Homestead. Okay, M. Miller said, Paige, we're still enjoying the hot pad you made for us 1.5 years ago.
You're welcome. I'm glad you like them. I really started making them again, so it's pretty hot, so.
Subdriver said, Google Earth the street view of your new place. That's a good idea. We should do that. Part of it, like an old photo, but we haven't. We were there next to it, but we never went and saw it. What else going on? Let's see.
Sandra is asking.
I'm having a hard time. Oklahoma Prepper said, I live in Oklahoma, so I can help with any info. Thank you. So did you stop your podcast? Yes, we did stop our podcast. Used to do it. Dang it, why does it keep doing that? And it was fun, but it was really hard with the reception we were getting. Like we didn't have the unlimited 4G yet, so we didn't have a lot of data to use. Oh yeah, these are the for me.
Catch up with everybody. So
yeah, I'm not getting all the comments.
Hi.
B-Lady said, Julie, will he be getting a certificate? What will he be able to do? He'll be able to develop apps.
Hi, Susan.
And he will be in cybersecurity. And usually I think that means they just work for a big corporation. I have a cousin that does it, and he absolutely loves it. Let's see. Susan made it. Hey, Susan.
Hey, with Doug and Stacy? And Stacy.
Oh, yeah, they made it. So we are here. They have had some really cool videos lately about alternative methods for cooling and also running tools. And then they had the Amish auction. The one thing I still haven't seen is the bamboo shower, and that one I want to see so bad I can taste it. Hey, Aardvark is here. Has Aardvark been here the whole time?
Yes. Said something that Adventurous Aardvark said. Way up there.
Robert A. said, could you pass the butter? I like butter on my waffles. Right? I'm sorry that I'm eating in front of you, but I have to run the kids to their grandma's. And I needed a salt to have eaten. Let's see, where did we go? Off with Doug and Stacy. Well, it's not bank. What? Off with Doug and Stacy. Well, it's not bank. What does that mean? I'm losing. Okay, what did everybody say something that I totally missed? Comments? Could you say them again? Julie, okay. The Oklahoma prepper said, Julie, are y'all staying with the lifestyle or going to city life? I get really, really bored being a stay-at-home mom because there's only so many times you can clean the same house in the same day and not feel just, which is why I think a lot of homestead moms and money-saving moms and stay-at-home moms get into lots of crafty prepper type stuff, is because if you're not doing skills, if you're not learning skills, if you're not creating things, I think being a stay-at-home mom and having little kids can be monotonous. And so if I wasn't doing this kind of lifestyle, I think I would just go get a job. I would go work, because I would have a very hard time being at home without all these projects to do all the time, if that makes sense. Hey, Ren Country made it. Stop and say hi on a couple of shows, but my internet seems a bit wonky. If you guys haven't seen Heidi's Steemit account, it's STEMIT. Has some amazing articles lately on off-grid skills. You've got to go check her out. Doug said not building a bamboo shower. So what is it? Subjar said, well, don't wig until you get there and see what's up. As in lose it, as in get stressed out. Don't get stressed out until I get there and see what's up. The problem is okay, this is the problem. When you're relying on YouTube, you have to have a backlog of videos in your head that you're going to make reviews in order for them to make money. So if I don't have the videos to make when I get there, then we don't have an income, because John will be going to school full time, and he's going to go and transfer from he's now, and he's working full time right now, getting ready for school, and he'll be transferring to Oklahoma, an opening for him, so he will be working. We just don't know how many hours, we don't know how close he'll be, and we don't know if he'll have hours between classes to be able to work. So it's easier for me to keep YouTubing as a career than it is for me to go try and find a job there that will actually pay the bills, if that makes sense. Oh, the stand you have is bamboo. The Oklahoma prepper said there are small towns around Tulsa that I would recommend that you can continue lifestyle and drive to Tulsa. I used to live there. Cool.
Adams made it.
Robert A. said, come back to where you are now, though, right? We don't know. Our renters want to stay at least another year, and potentially they might want to buy it, which makes me happy, because if you love my land, I would be willing to sell it to you. But if you just want the house, all into, I mean, well, first you couldn't put it all into grass because it would dry your well up. There's a reason why we do it the way we do it. But John still doesn't like the winter, so I don't know what we would do. I really don't. Yeah, I know that my connection is not real good tonight, and I'm really sorry. The Lemonade Farm said, tour nearby Oklahoma towns in your videos. That's a really good idea. I do like to go and visit other people's homesteads, and I mean, I really love it. A little bit complicated with kids. When we were in the RV and moving a lot, we could get the videos in, but it was really hard for the kids to travel that much. And if John is in school, and I'm traveling a lot, the girls would probably have to go into school. Like I said, any kind of like lifestyle change means, especially when you have children, that the figuring it all out can be very complicated. Said move to Lower Alabama. Did we? I think we drove through Alabama. Yeah, it was beautiful. Milk Creek Homestead, Idaho winters are an acquired taste. Yes, and I love Idaho winters. I love the fact that I can relax and anticipate spring. Idaho winters got a lot easier when I got my big greenhouse, because in February, I was actually starting my garden in February, and I had food for the table by the 1st of April. And so having that greenhouse makes a huge difference in a climate like ours.
Meadows.
Adventurous Aardvark said, my guess is you're going to have so much work and so many videos you won't be able to view it all. That would be awesome. If that was what happened, I would feel a lot more confident about coming to Oklahoma. But I feel a lot of trepidation about it right now. It's been expensive to do this. What we're doing right now is kind of expensive. Anytime you have to start over and figure out systems and get watering in place and fences, it's hundreds and thousands of dollars, and I don't know how we could manage that.
Macy said Wisconsin's winters are brutal.
Yeah, I've heard that. Jan made it. Hey, okay, guys, on Facebook, Jan Massey. She is hilarious. If you are not on Facebook, you're totally missing out. She's one of those few people, like when I see her post, I pay attention. She has an unbelievable sense of humor. Let's see. We need a greenhouse. Yeah, I think that if, you know, even if you're not really into gardening in our area, if you don't have a greenhouse, you don't really have anywhere to escape and get some sunlight. And what I'd really like to do, part of what I'm going to do when I go to Swamp Creek Cabin, is I'm going up to see the Cobb buildings in Oregon. I would love to build a cob barn here for my goats in the winter and have it be southern exposure, greenhouse type barn, so that my animals are more comfortable in the winter. We already move our mama rabbits and everything into the greenhouse in the winter, and that way they're building up our hotbed and keeping themselves warm while still having babies. But you can't put goats into a plastic greenhouse because they'll eat the plastic. Oh, I'm missing. Stop. Rainbow Rose Connie said, Julie, Idaho winters up in the Panhandle are way more mild than down in the south. Yes, and my sister-in-law used to live up in Moscow, and we would go visit her, and it was beautiful. It was green, lots of rolling hills, rain in the summer. It is beautiful, and we do love northern Idaho, and we've thought about moving up there. We need to have a little bit more stability as far as income. YouTube is wonderful and it's treated us really well. Not something to put all your eggs in your basket. That's not the basket to put all your eggs in. And so John going back to school for a couple years seems like the wiser part of what our family needs to do for right now. But I love northern Idaho, and Laurie Family Homestead is going to be moving there, and so we're super excited to do some collaborations with them when they and their tiny house come down here. Dave South Homestead said, you could have food year-round down south, LOL. You know what? We loved Mississippi so much. The company, what do you think? Was it just because of Danny and Wanda that we loved Mississippi, or did we also love Mississippi itself? We love more? Yeah. I think that the best part of Mississippi was Danny and Wanda. That'd be Deep South Homestead. We loved being there with you guys, and we loved Mississippi. We were really sad when we left it, Missouri, and we also loved Tulsa, and we also loved northern Idaho, and more than anything, I just feel like it's been 18 months almost of like not feeling real stable, of some instability. Hurt, and what I'm really, really craving is stability before we put real roots down. Does that make sense?
Tara Salter made it.
Okay, hold on. Tara Salter made it. Okay, I'm trying to find. Okay, let me stay up here. Tender Meadow said maybe find a middle ground. Warm summers for him, cold winters for you. Well, and we have warm summers. He loves water. He loves to play in the water. The thing we didn't like so much about Florida was that you couldn't play in the water, alligators and such. Florida's out for us. Even though they did have an alligator farm out there by Danny and Wanda. Adventures Aardvark said, I know someone that has hundreds and thousands of dollars. Do you?
MISSISSIPPI.
So, you know, you get into homesteading and prepping because you want to be self-reliant, and then when one of you gets hurt and you know, things become unstable, it's really hard to change that frame of mind of wanting to just still be really self-reliant. It's been an interesting journey. Common for illness to kind of put you out of commission and have to kind of reassess things. I think that's pretty common for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I don't think it shouldn't have happened to us. It's not like we're saying, hey, it's not fair. There's, you know, fair doesn't come into it, but it is something to where life crisis, but we are having a realigning and reassigning of how are we going to get through this? What's the priority for our family? And it's real. And we've been doing it for about 18 months now since John got hurt for Christmas, not last year, but the year before. So yeah. Let's see. And Tara Salter said, I would struggle with Idaho winters. I keep losing things. Okay, Tara, where did you go?
Really fast.
Say that again, because I'm not sure I can find the comment now. Okay, there we go. Okay, Tara Salter said, I would struggle with Idaho winters. I am deep winter now, and I'm still harvesting tomatoes outside. You're in Southern Australia. You know, I've heard wonderful things about New Zealand and Australia as far as permaculture works really well there. And it can feed you all year round, and I'm amazed by that. And one of these days we want to come visit and see what farms are like there. The only problem is when I travel, I can't take my goats, and thus the center of my being and my soul are out of sync when I can't have my goats with me. So I don't know what I'll do. Let's see. Yeah, Laurie Family Homestead said we'll be moving to the Panhandle. Good to hear. Yeah, it's so beautiful up there. Willow Creek said, great idea for wintering rabbits. We haven't gotten that far with rabbit planting yet, Cy. Yeah, I love to have my rabbits in the greenhouse because they build my raised beds, my hot beds in the winter, and then I don't have to move manure.
I don't want to eat rabbits.
Okay. Oklahoma Prepper said, when I lived there, we had an ice storm that knocked the power out for 16 days. That's why I was wondering if you were going to keep up the lifestyle. Yeah. I don't know if I could live without a wood-burning stove and food storage and animals. I feel dependent on other people. I'm kind of stubborn that way. And so what would I do with myself if I wasn't cooking from scratch and doing all that? Yeah, down the dirt road said, but we have microclimates up here in the Panhandle for sure. One place that we really liked was Riggins. Beautiful. It's called the Banana Belt of Idaho, and that was beautiful. That's a place we'd like to go back to. In fact, I think we're actually trying to make it on this trip, if I remember right. Yeah, Rainbow Rose Connie said, I do love Northern Idaho for sure, but yes, job-wise does make it a little more difficult. Yes, and in Riggins, the job market was part of it. It used to be a lumber. Oh, Mr. Rain has been looking at property in Idaho. Why? Your place is so beautiful. So Heidi from Rain Country, again, her Steemit account. You should go check it out because it's amazing. Everything that they've done there with their chicken coop and their solar powered. I mean, they've done some amazing stuff on their homestead. And sometimes I get a little frantic when I see people looking for property when they've already got this. When we were looking for this property, what I really wanted was half an acre. I knew I could have a couple goats. I could keep all the rabbits I wanted, keep chickens, keep ducks, and have a big garden and have plenty of space for it. Is way too much for me. I'm so grateful to have the renters here because they help with everything. And we take turns.
But we still have way too much milk.
We still have more milk than we know what to do with. Gallons of milk a day, and we're splitting that and traveling. Our poor renter will have 3 gallons of milk a day just for her family. Amy, are you going to go visit Deep South Homestead? That's a video I really want to see. What are you doing, honey? There we go. Heart, Mississippi, thumbs up, you. Okay, I don't know if anybody can see that. Can we see it? Okay.
And my SSI,
Skip down, so if I missed anybody, I'm really sorry. Willow Creek Homestead said, "Sigh, I need to win the lottery and buy your goats." We have more milk than we can use. I've been tempted to put them out as like can somebody just come take these goats and hold on to them? And because seriously, we have so much milk right now. There's Crazy Days.
Thanks, Crazy Days. Who's Crazy Days? The channel. Thanks, Crazy Days.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Life says howdy. Okay, Willow Creek Homestead said, "I miss goat's milk. My source dried up." My problem is right now, I have the 2 goats that we have 2 goats too many. I haven't actually put them on Craigslist yet because I'm just trying to figure out how not. It's just we have too much milk. If we had pigs, it would be one thing.
For life.
Larry Family Homestead said, "If we win the lottery, we'll buy the entire street and give lots to all of our favorite channels." Danny from Deep South Homestead did say he wanted to come up one year and see what it was like to be up our incredibly short growing season. Did you know that Crazy Days is Wanda?
Thanks, Wanda.
Well, Willow Creek said, "Problem solved, get pigs, LOL." Well, the problem is our renter is about 7 months pregnant right now, and she has so much on her plate, and I'm not around all the time. I'm usually around, but not all the time. If something went wrong on her slender young shoulders, and she's just a trooper, but we've talked about it, but I think it's just too much. And I do prefer to raise pigs in the winter. So yeah. Drink, girl, drink. Do I look dehydrated? I drink. I miss. Do you guys have some kind of joke and I'm totally missing it? So Willow Creek Homestead said, "Yeah, chasing pigs is not for the pregnant." No, it's not. And bring pigs on until I think we'd been here 3 years when we brought pigs on. It was fantastic, and we loved having them. But because they can be wily about.
Oh, I get it.
Okay. Shh. What was I saying? It was one of my favorite winter chores because I didn't have as many chores in the winter and it got me out of the house. And so already has the chicken. She has the rabbit. She has an amazing mama rabbit. The mama has 13 to 15 babies every time she kindles. She takes great care of them. And so she just has a lot on her plate.
No, look at the second to last one.
Oh, Willow Creek Homestead said that was for the goats. Milk, drink, drink, drink. I know we don't drink as much as we used to. I used to spend a lot more time out in the hot sun working, and I've smartened up and stopped. And from shoveling or rototilling or doing something like that, and I would drink a quart of milk, and I would do that 4 times a day, a gallon of milk a day just by myself. Now I don't go out in the heat as much, and I'm in here with the girls more, which I think is wiser. Subdriver said, you said you had too much milk. Yes, we do. And we've been making a gallon of yogurt a day on top of that. So we're drinking about half a gallon and we're eating about a gallon yogurt. The Oklahoma Prepper said, I would love to do a collab with you guys when you come down. We would love that too. We're always looking for more collaborations, people, and see what they're doing and kind of spread the word. The Bee Lady Apiary said, Julie, I started oil pulling. I love oil pulling. I had sensitive teeth for years until I started doing that. And now I can even eat fruit and sugar and it doesn't bother my teeth as long as I'm still doing my oil pulling. Lemonade Farm said, get out your cheese press. I have my cheese press. Hours to make cheddar. And you have to actually be in presence while you're making it. And so I've made a lot of fresh type cheeses, but I haven't aged anything yet. I did it before, but
And you make pudding.
I do. I make milk pudding a lot, but yeah,
delicious.
It's been I have yet to have an aged cheese that turned out well. And the heat is a little intense right now. I don't know if I'd say intense, but it's there. We don't have air conditioning. It's warm. But if I were to be out there over a stove trying to get cheese done, I think I'd lose my mind. Right. Planting Seeds for Life said that's a lot of milk products. It is. It's a ton of milk products. And we're grateful for it. And we love it. But what happens is that our renter, she has 6 kids and 1 on the way. They're still not getting through all the milk because they're having to pour it into freezer bags and store it for later to do cheese and soap. Running out of freezer space. I mean, it's 3 gallons of milk a day.
Nash. Tiffany Haking. No, Kaya. Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany. The Bee Lady Avery said, my dentist is going to document my results, etc. He's familiar with it. We had Paige grow a tooth back when we started drinking raw milk again when she was little.
I was washing my hands while Mom was holding her up, and down a little too fast, I guess, and then drinking raw cow's milk. It kept her front tooth. Like the sink ridge actually chipped like a huge chunk out of one of my front teeth, and then when I started drinking raw milk, it started to grow back little by little. And one day, Mom looked at the tooth, and she barely said she couldn't even see anything. All she could see was a line.
Her tooth started out as translucent. You could actually, the tooth itself grew back in, but you could see through it. You could see through the tooth. The longer we drank the raw milk, the coloration came back into it, and you couldn't see through it anymore. And then in the end, you could see like this hairline on the tooth that was one of her baby teeth. Pulled it out, we could have saved it, but because it was really amazing. But yeah, she grew back a tooth, like a whole chunk of a tooth grew back in. Huh.
I don't even remember that.
That's because you were like 3.
I can even remember when I was 3.
Okay, Deep
I
South
was trying
Homestead
to-
said, I love fromage blanc from goat cheese. Yes, that's the one we make. It's yogurt form. We eat it as yogurt, and then once we let it hang, it's more of the cheese form.
And we like to call the cheese that Mom makes squeaky cheese, because every time you bite into it, it squeaks. Lori Family Homestead said that is amazing about the tooth. We don't eat. I guess it's because the grocery store stuff didn't have the right stuff for growing back teeth. Raw cow's milk.
Yeah, it wasn't even goat's milk. It was cow's milk.
Yeah. Tiffany Nash says that is what
I want some squeaky cheese, please.
maybe you could.
Did you just do that to your fingernails?
I just painted them.
Okay, guys, it is 7 o'clock. I have to take my little gremlins to their grandma's. Check out Swamp Creek Cabin. Heading this weekend. I need to call and make sure that they are remembering that I'm coming. I'm pretty sure they remember. But we're gonna head out, and so
Have a fun time. Love you all.
we have quite a few collaborations this week. We have one with Lumna Acres. We have one with Laurie Family Homestead on Sunday, and then we will have videos coming up from Swamp Creek Cabin. And so make sure to watch all our videos, unless you don't want to, and then you shouldn't. We will talk to you later.
Love you. Kaya, I need you.